What up, YouTube? What up, Mackie is? We got a special guest tonight. You guys, my old viewers, my regulars, know this guy, Nine Trey Bebop Watts, up out of Watts. We've interviewed him before, and he's the one, if you don't know, that called out Cartoon for arm wrestling match. And I'm gonna let him talk, man. I'm gonna let him speak. Unfortunately, he's in his car driving around right now, so it's dark and we can't see him, but we can hear him clear. What's up, Cool?
Yeah, I'm driving around the city. Can you see me now?
No,
Is that
I
more
don't
clear?
see you. I mean, it's so dark in there.
It's
But
dark. Yeah, I'm a walk. Let me see. I want to
yeah,
talk about the rules of engagement with this arm wrestling bout that me and Big Cartoon want to participate
yeah.
in.
Now you got to speak up because you're real low now.
Okay, hold on. Let me shut the door.
Michelle says she can see you. She got good eyes, I guess. Faux Trey Gangsters in the building. Salute, homie. Much respect. Shout out to the Faux Trey Gangsters, man. I'm listening. Okay, I'm listening. Michelle, what's up with you, Michelle?
Oh,
Greetings. What up, Suge? Jovan, what up, homie? Jovan, you know Africa got killed at the on A Trey Hood Day, they party, right? Yeah, man. Africa. First of all, let me say condolences to my baby mama's family, my kids, my ex mother in law. Africa is cousins to my kids' mama and my kids. And Africa had attended the party yesterday. And unfortunately, she's one of the ones that was killed tragically. You know, it's sad. Been knowing her since like 1990, 91. And Africa would be about probably 52 years old, somewhere around there. She had kids. I'm not sure if she had grandkids. I'm pretty sure, but she had kids, sisters. Yeah, that was Africa, Jovan. She was one of them. She got shot in the face and in the chest, and she made it to the hospital, but she didn't make it. She didn't make it. So my condolences to the family. Uh, I hate that something like that happen. I always hate when it's somebody you know, especially if it's somebody that's kin to my kids. And it's like I said, Eddie boy, it's a sad situation. Um, the obvious is the obvious, but yeah, man, it happens. We got people that are old that go to our hood day. I think they kind of boycotted this last one though. From the videos I seen, look like the older people kind of boycotted our last hood day. But prior to that, man, we got people in their 60s showing up. So it's unfortunate, like I said, all the way around, without getting into any specifics of attending a function like that or who was there or anything like that. It's just sad. Never thought somebody that age, a female, would get killed or something like that. But you always got to be conscious, so aware of your surroundings, and aware of where you're going, and especially in hostile areas or situations. But yeah, like I said, she's family. She's actually Lil Ghost's sister from 9-0. And my heart goes out to Lil Ghost, Nikki, Basima, Mama Lee. Their grandmother's 98 years old. She just buried her daughter. Now she got to bury her granddaughter. Ain't that crazy? I don't wish that on nobody. It's pretty sad. I hate that she got caught up in that madness. But yeah, I want to give a shout out to and condolences to my kids and their family. Big TY, what up? Marcus Brown, what up? Yeah, absolutely, Tammy, absolutely. Cool, I think Cool froze. No, he didn't freeze. I seen a red light.
You can see me?
Yeah, I see you. You real small. I see you a little bit. All right,
Okay.
let's go, Cool. You what you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about the rules. Can you hear me clear?
I hear you clear.
You know the rules of engagement with the arm wrestling bout that we're trying to get on with. Uh, we originally had you know, when I was talking to Cartoon, I'm trying to get this light right. And we could do it for $100 a pop, but you know, the participation is overwhelming. Now a lot of the homies and a lot of people call me and say they want in, you know. So, you know, I was like, okay, well shit, we could do something a little different. You know, either me and Big Cartoon could just do it for $100 a pop. I say, oh, we can do this contest where you know where you can have action back at your money and bring another two other brothers from your community. We're trying to keep this 55 and over for the OGs. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah,
'Cause
that's a good
me and
number.
yeah, me and Jack thought about some things, and we said, yeah, just for the older the triple OGs and the double OGs, right?
Hmm.
And but you know, so many people that reached out to me for support, saying, yeah, that might be a good thing, where we can really get down and make some, you know, positive in the community with it. So you know, we say let's end it up, because in other words, me and Cartoon could get down for $100. If he got a bunch of people from his community want to put some more money up, then we can do it like that. Or you know, just in case I lose or he lose, you know, we could do it the best two out of three. I mean, the best out of three. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was gonna suggest to you or ask you, but you're already on point.
Yeah, because you know, then you got we trying to keep it California, Cali. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we want to make sure as people was from these communities, from these hoods. We don't want motherfuckers to come up with Hulk Hogan, even though he's resting in peace. Motherfuckers to say he from the hood, because none of us are professional in this sport. You know, the last time I arm wrestled a motherfucker was in Houston about 10 years ago. Me and my nephew was throwing testosterone around, and we just started arm wrestling, and like, fuck it. Man, my shit was hurting for like a week or so. So so that's why I was saying, you know, I'm trying to get some of the rules of engagement set up. How we gonna do this thing? You know, anywhere from 15 to 20 seconds. Me and Jack created this level where you know you can just when you start off, if you don't put your opponent down in the first 15 to 20 seconds, you know, we're gonna ring a bell, because the longer you hold that position, you fuck around there and have a hernia of you know, motherfuckers is older. It's easy to get injured, right?
Uh-huh.
So the way we gonna do it is like, if you ever arm wrestle a motherfucker, you'll notice that like when you get in the best of him and you almost all the way down, he'll hold that position and say, "Oh, you ain't got me," right? So what
Uh-huh.
we gonna do is, once you get at least about 2 or 3 inches away from that fucking table, it's a wrap. And we're gonna have a light up bill set up for the other side. You know, we got some cool shit set up for it, homie. You
Yeah.
know, and it's a lot of people want to participate in it. But yeah, you could just get, because you know it's a lot of fellas that I want to call out. You know my hey, it's a lot of them on the list. I got a long list of you know, reputable G's from the city. You know, and we're doing it in a positive way. We trying to keep this shit positive. You know, I see some people on the internet on social media trying to make this shit a negative already. You know,
Wow, for real?
yeah, I'm not about that. You know, I'm in the
But
community.
but
But
you know what? That's what people do, man. People. All
yeah,
right. So couldn't come to a much better, peaceful conclusion than you reaching out to Cartoon like that. You hit me up. I passed the message on. Do you know a couple people telling me I'm starting shit? How was that starting shit when these brothers peacefully, coming together for something that may grow and be big? I see you good now. But
yeah, I'm in the community. You know, I'm always in the month. I'm about a district.
all right.
Yeah,
All right, but check this out. So
I ain't gonna be here long though. But yeah,
what
what's
what
up?
what I'm gonna do, homie? I'm gonna start. I don't know if you want me to give out your number or not, but
I
a
got a
few.
different number that I can use, that I can give you. You know, motherfuckers could tap in.
Yeah, give me that number because a few people hit me already. One dude wanted to know, did y'all have fun? And he said he throw like 1,000 in. Another dude hit me up and said he want to bet 100 on a cartoon to beat you. But
Yeah.
I,
Oh yeah, no doubt, Brett. Seven to build a pot up. We got, you know, I got homies on my side. We building a pot up as well. And like I said, we can do the best 2 out of 3, you know, or either we could just straight run it up being a cartoon. On the DJ from Bonnie on the let me too. So
Yeah,
we're gonna make this a positive thing.
yeah. That's cool. Uh, I hate to
Yeah,
keep
I'm just in
saying
here checking
cool.
out the district. Uh,
I hate to keep saying it's cool because your name is cool, but wherever you at, the Wi-Fi is going out. The sound and the signals kind of jumping around.
can you hear me now? I walked up in the district for a second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah. So you say
So,
that you had a
so have y'all thought of a place to do this at?
yeah, I wanted to keep it here on the turf. Can you hear me clear?
I hear you clear.
Yeah, I wanted to do it somewhere on the turf, but if not, if it's the, depending on the participation, I mean, Vegas is always an option,
Yeah,
you know. Plus, there's other people, it's all about availability when motherfuckers gonna be available. You know what I'm saying? Try
yeah,
to push it off to somewhere like at the end of September, something like that.
right.
Give a
Oh, that's
motherfucker a
that
chance to get in
fast.
shape.
All right. Yeah.
Give a motherfucker a chance to get in shape. I
Shout
mean,
out to King. Shout
say
out to
that again.
King LX. He said he always see you at LAX terminal.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
LAX terminal.
that's what he say.
Oh,
Wrong guy.
he's a social media.
He in my chat room. I don't know if he got a channel.
I think can you hear me?
Yeah, fair common sense. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. I got a lot of dudes that don't like me and hate me and don't even know me, man. It's crazy. But I'm used to it now. It don't bother me.
Yeah, you got to keep pushing, man. You motherfuckers gonna always come up with some negativity. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You say that the brother say he see me at the airport.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did remember a brother who came up to me once and he said, "Yeah, what he from Texas or Houston or something like that."
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember him.
All right.
Yeah.
Robert Richards, what up? Marcus Brown, it's all good. Black Word Spirit, what up? Yeah, man. So a lot of people think it's a good idea, man, and they looking forward to it. I would like to see y'all find a way to make it as professional as possible. Uh,
Oh yeah, no
like,
doubt. That's why I want to somewhat. Can you hear me?
yeah, I hear you.
I want to somewhat prolong it so we can make the best out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey,
We're gonna make it. Go ahead.
oh no, I
I
was
thought
gonna
you was
say
gonna.
something. It's off subject
I
though,
thought.
but I'll wait.
I thought that you was bringing Big Tune in tonight.
Nah,
But yeah.
we never discussed that. Actually, Toon made a video today, and I didn't. I had a cue, but I never got to watch it. And then when I went to watch it, it was put on private. I was looking forward to seeing that video. So I don't know why it's on private. I texted him. I didn't hear back from him, so I just came on with you, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this gonna be, we're gonna make this thing. It's a way that us G's and people of older brothers of the community, you know, to communicate as well. I mean, they got brothers in the game and the venture, they're already on the scene, but we still got other brothers,
Yeah.
that don't even was not even part of that.
Uh-huh.
So, it's just a way of, especially this combative type environment of social media.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, I got a list. I
All
got a
right.
list. I mean,
All right.
but
Purple
what you say
Rain
you
want
wanted
to
to say
know.
off subject? Go ahead.
Purple Rain wants to know if any of the money is going to a good cause.
Oh, no doubt. And
All right.
what do he mean or she mean when they say a good cause?
Yeah, Purple Rain, what's a good cause in your mind? What are you thinking? Because this event is a good cause, but what do you mean, like a charity or something? What? What's going on? Jay Ship, what up, homie? Go Young DJ, what up with it? Yeah, it's almost football season, man. You gonna be hitting Vegas?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, hell yeah. I can, I was thinking about coming up to that motherfucker, but just for the preseason.
I
I like
hate
to get my
preseason.
bet on.
I hate
I fuck
preseason.
with other states. Shit, man. I know how to play them motherfuckers. I
Misha
mean,
G,
I
what up
fuck
with
with
it? That Charger game was easy. That would have been a game to bet on
man.
because
Sometimes
they had
the
already
preseason
mentioned
is
that the
predictable.
starters. They already mentioned that golf and the starters wasn't playing, and so they also mentioned that the running back from North Carolina, Hampton, was gonna get some playing time. So you got to kind of figure the Chargers would win that game. But every game ain't gonna be that easy though.
Yeah. Did they respond on what's supposed to be a good cause? I mean, any
No,
revenue that's coming in, and
no.
everything in about charities, it costs to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna probably cost to get the place. Might cost for some security, and then it's a bet. It ain't donations. Y'all betting your money.
Yeah, exactly. And we ain't betting our money to give it away.
Right. Okay. Asiatic Supreme. Not that we here for suggestions, but any money should go to the winner. That man can donate to a good cause if he chooses to.
Or the participant from each community can do what they please with the money. In other words,
Okay.
but
Cool.
it's a pot. Yes, sir.
I never got to say this to you, but your interview, you were extremely well spoken. I like the way you spoke, respectful of everyone while giving us your story. That's from Jay Ship.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
D. Fair said a good
Appreciate
cause in the pocket of the winner is a good cause.
that part.
Okay, Purple Rain responded. He said, that's fine. I was just asking. I get it.
That's like asking Tyson how much he gonna what's the white guy name that Tyson got down with about a year or so ago?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jay Paul. Do the motherfuckers even give to charity after they fight or something like that?
Well, for the first thing they probably do is pay taxes. Uh,
Yeah.
and then the trainer, manager, promoter, probably. But yeah, because also Cartoon will be traveling from Alabama, so shit, he paying for a plane ticket and leaving his work. I'm not too sure he would want to do that for free, but who
No,
knows?
no, sir. I mean, then he that's why I told him and the homies. So I know a lot of G's don't even stay in the city no more, and I'm back and forth. Uh, so when they come out here,
Yeah,
I'm sure it would be okay if they could take something home. In other words,
right.
but yeah, what you say you want to ask off the record?
No. I was gonna say something that was off topic, but I'll
Yeah,
wait until
okay,
you're
okay.
gone. I'll wait until you're gone. Yeah, somebody wanted to come on. Somebody wanted to come on, and I already had you lined up, and I didn't want to be messy. Um, that'll give a person a chance to really think out what he want to say if he still want to come on. But tonight was Cool's night, man. Cool got at me, and so I reserved tonight platform for Kool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always here for any questions. I mean, even when you had popped up that video back, I had responded to that. But man, I'm not gonna sell soldier and go back and forth on social media because you already got motherfuckers instigating that type of shit, and I don't get into all of that, right?
Yeah,
But at the same time, like I heard that you were saying, it was a thirsty throwback. So
yeah,
it's so much that I can sit and talk to cartoon about the whole subject when it first came about. What was that, about a year ago? Just sometimes a lot of us is not around and we don't know certain things. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And everything is not meant to be shared.
Right.
That's just what it
In
is.
public.
So, man, everything you can't expose and just say anything on social media. I mean, we don't own this shit.
Right.
I mean, it's like
Um,
the homie.
Another comment
Go
real
ahead.
quick. Purple Rain said, I tapped in because I enjoyed Kool's story from your original interview. Plus, my mom's side of the family is from Watts.
Right, right, right. What's up?
so here's the thing, man. And I've been told, and I live by this, but I was told I didn't have to explain nothing about that video. But check it out. I got so many haters for posting that video. I haven't done a Throwback Thursday since that video. I'm like, I'm cool, man. Anything Mac do is foul, but then you see niggas going at it on other channels. Hoods going against their own hood, Damos going against Damos, Crips going against Crips, neighborhood, all that stuff, and nobody cares.
Yeah, that shit then got messy, homie. I mean, that
It
shit is
been
messy
messy.
than a motherfucker.
It been messy.
I mean, them YNs, them young niggas. I mean, them they just own one. I mean, I'm not getting ready to engage in none of that shit at all. Period. I
Right.
mean, I mean,
Yeah,
what that's gonna bring about jail.
me and Cartoon talked about that today. Um, Whatever his perspectives are, whatever mine are, we're not gonna let that ruin our relationship. It's just how I feel and how he feels. I feel like I stated facts. Now, did I make them very clear? I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at my video. But what I wanted to do was clear up anything that I wasn't clear about, and I wanted to specifically address Cartoon because normally when I talk and speak, I speak in very vague and not name people and incidents and sets, but I really want to come back and really be real specific and to the point and with what I want to say, but never got to see his video. It's taken down, so I'm gonna move on. And
Who video was taken down?
Cartoons is on private. The video he made today in response to my video.
Oh, okay.
But we had talked.
Okay, I thought you.
He called me first, and we talked like men. And
Okay.
everything was very respectful on both ends, and we just agreed that we got different opinions, and we're gonna put them out there in public. But it ain't finna start no beef between us.
Oh, you talking about you and Toon?
Yeah, me and Cartoon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just
I
about
mean, when you post. Go ahead, homie.
we just don't see eye to eye on some things, but I give it up to him. He an OG off the east side, and he down there in the low bottom, so he know more about it firsthand, front line, than I do. So a lot of things he could speak on more emphatically than me. But when you start talking about a historical standpoint and lineage of the Crips and the evolution of the Crips, he was a part of all that, but from a like a journalistic standpoint, oh no, I got my facts. I know what's going on. I know how different things change because something you said earlier. You said sometimes when you talk to somebody, a person may have missed something. You know what I mean? A person may not have
They
been
missed
there.
something, homie.
And I get a
They missed
lot. You know
something.
why? Because I talk to a gang of dudes from every hood. That when I'm speaking on something, I done talk to dudes from them hoods. I done talk to a million OGs that's 10, 11 years older than Cartoon. Now, did they all lace me correctly? Some did not, but I know that, and that's why I need multiple people's story so I can see what's right, and then I go to the archives and get actual factual dates of some of these incidents and names on some of these incidents. So I know what I'm talking about. I just didn't really want to get into 8-8 business and East Coast business. You know, I try to stay out to I start to stay out their business in the video and keep it respectful to everybody. But it was just my perspective on the Fortray gangsters in the neighborhood relations. And somebody told
Oh,
me,
okay, okay.
yeah, that's all. But I don't know if anybody's right and anybody's wrong. You know what I'm saying? But East Coast, as far as I know, the original East Side Crips, a lot of them dudes went to different sets. They went to Avalon, they went to Fortray, they went to Kitchen and whatever else. But the majority actually became East Coast. Family members became East Coast. So East Coast, that's why I say East Coast is looked at as like direct descendants of Raymond Washington, although everybody is. Raymond Washington, it was his idea to form East Coast. I love what he formed in the beginning, the original Crips. So that's all. Sometimes when we speak, it's easy for people to misunderstand some things because we may not have said something right or straight. And I stand by what I put down. I'm gonna stay 10 toes down on that. And I was actually looking forward to Cartoon's video, so we could talk it out some more. But it's all good. So back to the arm wrestling. So
I mean, no doubt. Let me piggyback off of some of that what you said, because I'm from the East Side too, and I
yeah,
remember when Raymond Washington came with the East Coast. So the reality, a lot of the coast was really one of the biggest sets, period, in LA, along with
fact,
the Hoovers. What
Hoovers,
what a lot of the East Side dudes, and I heard you say I'm from all over this motherfucker. I engaged with some brothers somewhat helping the immigrants out the other day, and I say, homie, I go all over this motherfucker. LA is my motherfucking hood, and I
mm-hmm.
know a lot about these motherfucking streets. I can tell you about the penitentiary, but I've been on these motherfucking streets, and it's a blessing, fortunately. You know what I'm saying? And I go from the east to the west, and I've been when the interview was there, you seen I went all the way from Scottsdale to motherfucking Schoolyard Crip hood. I
Yeah,
know a lot of shit, and I didn't saw a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah. I've hung in quite a few hoods, not for a long time, but different spurts. You know what I'm saying? I might be gambling
well,
in one set and
that,
another set, or have a homeboy that moved over there, so I'm over there. But yeah, but not really in Watts though. Watts wasn't my stomping grounds, but
well,
from
the east side and the Watts, the east side and the Watts is really, they're the same, homie.
I was on the
Because
east
when you
side
talking
too.
about
I
when
was
you
in the
talking
low bottoms.
the the bottom is a little different. But when
Yeah,
you talk about like the 60s, all from the from the 60s all the way to the hundreds, that's the east side, and that's Watts and Compton. Just like
yeah,
Skateland, USA, and we on the borderline of Watts. You got
right,
hoods on the borderline of Watts. It's really just the east side. And it's a
right,
lot of history over there. That's why,
right.
I even fuck with Big Jack. Big Jack was right there on McKinley, where you got 8-9 family and Avalon Garden. I mean,
Right.
that's a lot of history, homie. And I was telling it was a dude from Mansville I was talking to today. You gotta understand, just like a lot of people say they never ran into bebops, right?
Yeah,
As a Crip, when you was entering in another Damu's neighborhood or the surface of it, and just say you're in the jungle and you run into some bloods in the jungle, homie, you don't even know if them niggas from the jungles. Damus used
exactly,
to be all over in each other's turf. We used to
exactly.
be in Crenshaw Mafia hood, Blackstone hood. The homies used to have the APBs, the Six Big Bad Habit Rabbit, HB from the Millers in our hood. So just because you was in our hood, that doesn't mean that you got into it with somebody from Bebop.
That's
So,
a
and like
fact, Cool.
we tried to clarify even on the video, and I was telling this today, a lot of older Crips had never heard of Bebop because Bebop is not one of the older blood gangs.
Right.
And even when we used to be telling them we from Bebop, they always say, "What is that?" And Bonnie Hunter, a Bishop. We said, "No, we from Bebop." So that's why I even wanted to talk to Cartoon when he said he had never been in the penitentiary with a Bebop Watts. He could have been, and he still could have wrote it off like he from Non-Deuce Bishop or from Bonnie Hunter Watts. That's all I was saying. But that's why I wanted to connect with the brother, and talk to him, but all that boxing and shit and old niggas and going back and forth on this YouTube, man, I ain't with that. I seen your boy 600 the other day. I remember when they were supposed to get in. You remember I told you I said I got next.
Yeah. Never happened.
Yeah. But exactly. But I see your boy 600, the other day. I mean, but man, this shit is messy, homie. Shit is just
Man.
messy. I mean,
Man. Yeah. So
this my life don't. So go ahead, soldier.
I'm just trying to change the subject, man. Some dudes I just
Go
don't
ahead.
talk about. But Asiatic Supreme want to know what year you was born, just so he could get a perspective of what was going on.
Say that again.
Asiatic Supreme wants to know what year you was born.
I was born in the '60s, man, and I'm I like to say, first or second generation triple OG or either double OG. A lot of motherfuckers look at me, and they think I'm the same age as I'm around the same age as Cartoon and the rest of them, homie.
All right, you got some age on you then. Hey, you know what? When you said you get around, that's what I wanted to say. This is what came to my mind. And this is for the audience, not so much for you. But I couldn't believe one of my closest friends, one of my most trustworthy friends, one of my homeboys that I know is always ready to go to war, hit me out the blue, asked me, have I ever interviewed a dude named Kool from Bebop? I'm like, yeah. He said, man, that's my nigga. That's a cool dude. This is a small world, homie. You know what I'm talking
about. Yeah, likewise. He a real one. That's my guy. Nut was the first one. He gave me a care package up at I think we was in Sheridan, Oregon. Him and Big Q. I think he was from Raymond. I just had got down with this big Samoan dude, and Nut pulled me to the side. Say, homie, we don't, we ain't on that Crip and blood shit up here, nigga. This is the house. We rode, we a unit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we push the turf. That's how somewhat mostly was in the feds.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nut is good people.
Yeah.
I see him time for time.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Hey, whatever happened to Nutty, the other Nutty?
Big Nutty?
Yeah.
He on death row. Well,
Nutty
it ain't death row no more, but they dismantled death row.
Nutty with the ear was sort of fucked up.
I don't know if his ear was fucked up. He had the, I believe I remember seeing APB tatted on him or HCG tatted on him.
Yeah, he had a BMW back in the days with bulletproof windows and shit.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's my nigga too. Me and him was up in the county jail like in '89. When they first started breaking up the monitors and shit.
Yeah,
with your homie Creeper.
Go ahead.
Me and my homie Creeper, and the homie Fatty from Swan, and your homie Crip Cow, and Nutty. We all was in that motherfucker, homie.
Yeah, I probably just missed you because Nutty was in there when I was in there.
But
That was
yeah, I
like
mean,
90, 91, maybe 90.
yeah, I fuck with rivers from all over the turf, from all over the city. I have always been like that, my nigga.
Hey, so we got an
But
audience that don't like to type tonight, but somebody said, "Do you remember OG Captain Crunch from Six Dudes?" No, I do not. Shout out to Bebop Watts. JS, what up with it? My man, somebody said a lot of sets were supposed to turn East Coast, but they didn't. Redfish, Bluefish. Yeah, man. Yeah. KP Video News, what up, homeboy? Kiba, what up with you, sweetheart? I talked to you don't know the border rats, do you?
a
7-7?
family?
Yeah, the twins.
Yeah, I know the homies.
I talked to one of them. I talked to Ronald the other day. We had a good
Yeah,
conversation, man.
I
He
know
know a
both of them.
lot of my homeboys. It just reaffirms to me the gang banging is the stupidest shit in the world because we all know each other and we know each other's
I know the
homeboys.
homies the stories that you did about the homies from NHP. I saw that. I know them, and
Yeah,
I know all of
you know all
yeah.
of it.
Anybody what's a real Damu
Yeah.
from back in them 80s and 90s? I know them.
Does Cool know anybody from Venice?
Venice Shoreline.
Yeah. Well, she
Can
just
you hear
said
me?
Venice. She just said Venice, but I'm sure that's what she meant.
Yeah, the Venice Shorelines used to be in Schoolyard Cripwood back in the days. It was one name. I remember Speedy was in the Fed though. I remember they had a homeboy named Speedy, but I remember back in the story we gave in the early '80s, it was a dude named T Top, I think in Short Dog. They used to come over there all the time. They were some of the original Venice Shoreline Crips. Is that's what she's talking about?
Yeah, she said, yeah, sure. She was asking about the show long. Yeah, Border Rat from 7-7 IFG, but the one I talked to, he's the one I did the story on at Wayside. Had a good fight with a Crip from Harlem, an OG dude named Ice. So we talked and everything, and yeah, he know a lot of my people. Um, he said, big homie Mac, young ant out the hundreds. Shout out to Kool. Salute. Salute, brother.
Yes,
I'm,
sir.
th- I'm thinking Bebop has to do with the hat. And what's the Bishop connection? Seem like there's a point where it's a disconnection, and why?
Is that a question?
Yeah. Want me to read it again?
Like, is they said it appears like it's a disconnection with us and the bishops?
Seem like there's a point where it's a disconnection. And why is that? Like y'all
There is
not
no
rep-
dis.
okay.
Like we not what?
Uh like y'all two different sets.
They are two different sets, just like
I,
Devil Lane and Mafia is two different sets, like Family and Spawn. Man, just like man, you talking about the origin of certain sets from back in the days that emerged. The Peblos and non-deuce bishops, they are really two different sets, but they all bishops. That's like you got the Blackstones and the BNs, they brims as well, but those are different sets. They fall up under the brim umbrella, but at the same time, the VNGs and the Black P Stones are two different neighborhoods. Okay, I remember one time in the Maja back in the days when they was questioning Santa Claus from the 20s, trying to say that they was brims. Santa Claus threw up that finger. And nigga, we ain't never been no brims. He said we rolling 20s. You know, I remember this shit clearly.
Yeah,
But you know, you got dudes that because for those that don't know that the VNs, they brims as well.
yeah,
You had once upon a time the Inglewood car.
mm,
They looked at everything in Inglewood, the Damus, as families, right?
right.
But the Avenue Pyrus, Crenshaw Mafias, and the Queen Streets fell up from up under that. But back in the
Mm.
early 80s, coming to modules, a lot of the homies looked at everything in Inglewood as family. So, when she said a disconnect from the bishops and they are two different neighborhoods.
Tammy said, yeah, Speedy got killed 10 years ago and T Top is still around.
Yeah, I remember those cats. Speedy was in the feds with me.
Speedy passed out a couple weeks after we lost the softball game in the PJ. Man, Venice, y'all gonna make me look bad around here. I said y'all was a really good baseball team and we duked it out with y'all. And now y'all going to the PJs and getting your ass whooped too? I'm gonna have to make some calls to the show lines, man. Y'all gonna have to get some young cats and get their game up so y'all can
Y'all
redeem
got the
yourselves.
y'all got them tournaments going on.
Nah, I don't even be in Cali no more. But they still playing. Yeah, there's still people playing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, I was talking to the homies. I mean, they still talking about putting those baseball games together.
Yeah, I
You
mean
know,
it's a good thing.
I just want to come up with something different for the G's,
Yeah,
especially for those what's on these social media platforms where
well,
motherfuckers will say, nigga, yeah,
it's a good idea because dudes our age can't get out there on the basketball court and baseball field like we used to. So
none of
it's
that shit.
it's time to retire, do something else.
Exactly. So that's why I say, nigga, put your money where your mouth at with your motherfucking arm. And we can't even do that shit too long. Cause your shit will get pulled up out of socket. That shit hurt after you engage in that shit for so long, and either person is able to take the other one down. That pressure, your arm will start hurting, homie.
Somebody want to know if it's true that Santa Claus drove a hearse.
Well, I don't know the history of that. I know Santa Claus was, he was one of the real ones.
Ron
I only
Moses,
seen,
go ahead.
I only saw Santa Claus in the Blood 4300 back in the days. I didn't even know him. I never really been around him from the streets. That's like even Bonnie Hunter BJ. I used to hear, he he was a real one, and but I never met Bonnie Hunter BJ. I never saw him, and it was so uh much interaction with the Bonnie Hunters and the homies. But a lot of times, I used to be solo bolo. I used to be all over LA, west, east. I used to be on my solo thing, and I didn't even be in the hood a lot in the '90s when my homeboy brother Nuke fell. I really much was more on the west side and all over this motherfucker. Which is a question I want to ask you something about something anyway, probably off record, uh, concerning with your neighborhood
Mm-hmm.
and one of your homies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I meant to call you to ask you something about something that happened, which it pertained to him, and
Yeah.
I talked to you about it though.
Yeah. Um, Damon Brooks said, OG Cool, what's up, big homie?
What's up?
Now Tammy's backtracking. She said, I can't say they lost that game in the PJs because I got there late. If you got there late and the game was still going, then you still know one. If you got there after the game, yeah, you shouldn't even be speaking on it, Tammy, if you don't know. Your homie's probably steaming hot right now if they won that game. Push the like button for Kev one time. Stop being lazy, y'all. We got 171 people up in here. Shout out to y'all for watching tonight. 175. I remember Santa Claus funeral on Adams in Arlington in the early 90s. I lived over there. That's right. They said, oh, Kool is too cool for school.
Hey, you know, motherfuckers got to try to stay alive and stay young.
When did Kool embrace his blackness over his tribe?
Oh, they said over the tribe.
Yeah,
You know, at some point in time, you got to grow up and know what's detrimental to your kids, grandkids, and the community. So I guess the question they asking is, other words, when you pushing the line of trying to help the community, is that what the question is pertaining to? Like in other words, she said, choose what over the tribe? Repeat the question.
hey, Kool, you think I got all women in my chat on me?
Hey, homie, that's just the way I talk.
It's Joe Farrell. Joe Farrell said, yes, that's what he's asking about.
Why? Hold on, homie. Why you say do I think? Hey, homie, that's just me.
Because you
Hey,
called everybody she.
oh, okay.
Now you
Oh, I
okay.
guess no. I thought because she was still talking to a girl from Venice Shoreline.
Oh no, she chimes in between. Basically, when did Kool start chilling out?
I would say about 20 years ago.
It's about right.
If I'm gonna do a specific time where I'm more embracing, the struggle, brothers with the nation of Islam, and anybody was trying to make the community right. I mean, because there's a lot of bullshit, man. We in trouble right now, homie. We gotta tighten this shit up.
Ain't no doubt. Shout out to my homeboy, Lil Banker T. Uh, Big Westside said, what's up, Kool? And Jay Ship said, can Kool break down how the blood module worked?
They put well, it was the majority. I guess it was the same way as
Crip
if he
module.
was is in the crib module. They gonna
Exactly.
put the deepest sets. That would be the Pyrus, the Brims, the Bounty Hunters. That's the bigger sets from the blood community.
Right.
Pyrus, Bounty Hunters, and Brims.
Yeah.
But like I was saying earlier, even though those communities consist of different neighborhoods, but they still fall up under one umbrella. But when you take two hoods like Crenshaw Mafia, Denver Lanes, Mafia Lane, that's still two different sets that just emerge with one another. They're not under one like umbrella like the Avenue Pyrus to the Ludus Park Pyrus. They all Pyrus are either something like the Fruitown Brims, and then you got the BNGs was Brims. But anyway, that's how they broke it down. They put motherfuckers to whoever they got along with. We would be with the bounty hunters or the family swans and the bishops. But I think the Pyrus was always on Abel. No, it was on Baker Road and Denver Road. Cause I was in the cell with the homie Heron from Ludus Park. Me, Heron, and Bam, and No Neck from PDL. And once upon a time, it was we was on a Baker Row where we was sort of deep. Just we had a couple shells to bebops. Then you had
Yeah,
the
people don't realize, man, the population changes.
yep.
People go home
It
and shit,
depends.
go to the pen. Hey, so
That's
question. Jay Ship said, where would the Athens Parks and Denver Lanes go? I would
what would
say
they what?
I would say Athens and Miller. Where do the Athens and Miller go? In the cell
You
with who?
just said it.
All right.
The Anthers and the Millers. They. That's the homie. It was Bone and HB from the Millers.
HB, no doubt.
Cyclone and Gabo, them dudes. They was one
Yeah,
back in the
yeah.
days. I mean.
Yeah, I know that family, man. I know that family. The Bell family.
I mean, the Hunters was pretty close with the Miller gangsters too. I mean, that East Side homie, it's like whoever in close proximity, it's gonna be your ally. That's how it was.
Well,
But
Jay
all the
Ship.
Damus,
Sorry. Jay Ship, no, the politics ain't the same as the Crips because a lot of the Bloods during the Module days, a lot of them got along. So
we all got along.
it wasn't like it is now, bro. So no, it was not like the Crip politics, but we were aligned. The Bloods were aligned like we was with your closest friends, and
Bloods wasn't killing each other.
yeah,
Let's just say that.
yeah.
Bloods was never killing each other in the 80s. I mean, you might have had some isolated incidents, you know, periodically through the city where motherfuckers would get into it, but that shit would be squashed. Motherfuckers will still go to the same park picnic together, and as one.
Yeah, and I
These
want
motherfuckers
today. Go ahead.
then actually made each other enemies. The structure is different. That shit ain't got nothing to do with being no blood at all.
So I want to say this too about the Fortray gangsters. Now, although they were on the road with us, we had war with the Fortray gangsters in the Crip Mods in the 90s. And so I hear stories about some homies, some 60s had the Fortrays back earlier on in 4800, but as far as 3200, man, the 60s and the Fortray, and that's what I'm saying. We on the same tier and we at odds, Fo Deuce and Fortray. But I got there right after the war. A lot of dudes went to prison, but it was knife play and everything. I got there in the aftermath where we was just mad dogging each other and say something slick to each other. But we didn't really have that animosity with the Fo Deuces because to us they wasn't trays. But at the same time, Fo Deuce and Fortray is like you saying about the different blood sets. Athens Miller, Jungle, Crenshaw Mafia, Denver Lane, like that. So Fo Deuce, Fortray got their thing going on, but we was at odds with the Fortray gangs. And I understand about the East Side neighborhoods that they got along with them, but shit, in the 80s, every gangster Crip set got along with East Coast. So, from a historic perspective, nah, everybody got along with East Coast, and a lot of them got along with Hoover. So, end of the day, you pretty much gonna get along with Hoover or neighborhood, and then of course you always had the gangsters. But yeah, when you get locked up in them stoops or you on the street going to functions, man, you gonna roll with neighborhood or you gonna roll with the Hoovers, and then like I said, the gangsters.
Let me ask you a question. Did those politics come in the Crip module when they start putting us in the gang modules, because what I saw going to Drew, the 70s and 80s, the gangster in the neighborhood didn't seem like it played a part in the Crip car, period. Looked like that something came later on when you say gangster and neighborhood.
It
That
came,
doesn't seem like that had nothing to do with the Main Street Crips
no,
or the East Coast Crips or the Hoovers back at Drew and Fremont. I mean, I correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, unless y'all had some,
no.
I mean that.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, most East Coast sets a neighborhood, so that was always neighborhood. They probably pushed East Coast harder because East Coast had just came out when you start talking about 78, 79.
Yeah,
But
but you're at the front streets, the main street, the back streets, the grape streets. It doesn't seem like the neighborhood and the gangster played a big part on the east side. And I'm just, I'm just
right,
remembering
right. East side politics are different from the West side
it was
politics.
different, homie.
But after the A-Track Gangster 60 war began, you got to think we used the T word. So when you saying the T word, man, all the trades gonna be offended by that. You know
Let
what
me
I'm
ask you a
saying?
different question.
Yeah.
And I'm still on outside looking in. It doesn't seem like on the east side that played a big part of the Crip War, the A trays and the 6 O's. That was way on the west side. Because I should travel back to the
That's
west
true.
side because when I came way west of north in the schoolyard and the gear gangs, I had never heard of those sets, right?
Right.
So being from the east side, I never heard of the A trays and the 6 O's like that in junior high school.
No, you're right. I
So
already
it
said you're right. It wasn't. And it didn't play a part. The A-Track 60 war didn't start to 79. Also
okay.
the 90 Hoovers and the nine I mean, yeah, the 90 Hoovers and the Hoovers war didn't start to 79. They both started in 79, like 2 months apart. And
Okay.
so after that, things started to change. So yeah, what you're saying is correct. And as far as the East Side politics, no, they didn't get into West Side politics until later because the 60s and Broadways used to get along. But the 60s and East Coast, man, we neighbors. We like family. And so
I mean, the kitchens and the coast used to get along. I mean,
that's what I
I seen
said,
a
man.
lot of different.
Everybody did. That's what I'm
Yeah.
telling you. So, you know, something that happened in 89 or 90 to some people that's brand new. But historically, like y'all certain gangs wasn't beefing with each other until late 80s, early 90s. And that's not to take away from them being locked up in a vicious war. I mean, anytime multiple people losing their lives, the wars are dangerous. The wars are actually, it's sad. But nah, man, a lot of dudes got along with East Coast. Man, you know how big East Coast was.
Yeah, from First Street to the 190th Street. Hell, we used to be on 190th Street getting into it with them out there in Carson. But yeah, I mean,
Um,
yeah, I'm already knowing. The east side is different, man. You just had so many sets, the grapes, and I just never saw, the. I'm just speaking on what from the outside looking in. I never seen that the neighborhood and the gangster played a part on that east side because it had too many east side Crips.
well,
You had a lot of east side Crip sets was going to Drew, Fremont, Lock.
cool. For the third time, you are absolutely correct. But what I'm trying to say is this: I don't know if you're grasping it. Everybody got
Yes, sir.
along with East Coast, so of course the gangster neighborhood car didn't mean that much back then because they all got along with neighborhood, all the gangster Crips. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so who are you saying was the East Coast enemies back in the 70s and the
Bloods,
early 80s?
Bloods,
Okay. Yeah, because I
Bloods,
sort of,
and Broadway gangsters.
I seen all the Crips. And by the way, I got to get in with Bear as well. Sticks, the homie from family say, what about Bear? I say, yeah, me and Bear different. But Bear from 89 East Coast. Man, I remember all the politics up at Drew with the Crips, homie. Where the motherfucker, I mean, they used to kick it. Even the Hoovers used to be with the Coast. Man, that politics was, I mean, it was hard to understand. But I used to see all the Crips together at those schools, homie. And
Hey,
this was
Sean
81,
Coleman,
1980.
check this out. Sean Coleman said in '87 in Horace Mann, the '60s and East Coast were rolling coasters, which caused the gangsters and the Hoovers to unite. Well, that's absolutely falsehood. You know, what happens is a lot of youngsters always think they started something. Like I heard Brick Baby say.
Exactly.
I heard Brick Baby say he was the first one to take the '60s across Crenshaw. If that wasn't the biggest lie and slander of the '60s, and you know, I seen another dude say he was the first one to bring 10 stacks to the. We had millionaires in the hood, bro. We had millionaires back in '83, '84 from the set. So, youngsters always think they the first to see something and know something, but that's a lie. Go back to my Monster Cody video. He said the war between the 60s and Hoover started because the 60s, the 60s and 9-0s got, actually, he said the war with the 9-0s started because the 60s and 9-0s got along. So, no, we didn't get along with Hoover no more when the 60s and 8 trays fell out. So, no, they did not come together 8 years later. They had already came together. Remember, Monster was an honorary 107 or 11 Dukes or something like that. Monster ran with the Hoovers, remember? So, nah, that ain't true. The gangsters and Hoover thing been tight. The 8 tray gangsters, 8 tray Hoovers, they have been tight. All of that. Monster talked about being with them dudes a lot. Nah. That's just not true. That was way before '87 and Horseman. But yeah, people built alliances, man, after the 8 tray 60 war. Alliances started building. You had the Rollins, of course, you had the Rolling Coals. You had the gangsters, which became Gangster Moving, Gangsters Moving and Sue Whooping, and all of that start coming into
Man,
play.
that's all that young shit, homie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Later on, all that. That's what I said. Later on, all that started coming into play. But no, you had 3 times. The Playboys was all in that. 3 times the Marvin Gangster, going back to at least '86 when Lil Slim got killed from '60. So but it been going like that. And I think Fotray added gangster later. Fotray wasn't gangster back in the day. In all documentation, they were the 43rd Street Crips.
Let me ask you a question: Is Harlem? Are they neighborhoods? Are
No,
they allegiance? Okay, because I can
no.
remember when the Harlem Big Mill, I think it was Big Mill, used to be in Schoolyard Crip Hood, right?
Yeah, I remember Big Man.
And okay, yeah, I remember dude used to be when we stayed over there. He used to be over there, and then I remember D. I think it was a dude named D from A Trey. So I don't know, was they pushing the tray? I was confused just watching them cats back in the days. You know,
Yeah, and I
uh,
left out. I mentioned Broadway and East Coast, and I mentioned the '60s was cool with Broadway. But yeah, I forgot to mention 1979, the 5 dudes Broadways and the Fotray Gangsters had fell out too. So, and that's Gangster Crip and Gangster Crip, right? But so politics started to change. Now the Harlems, the reason why they're not neighborhoods, but they're rollers, is because Harlem was out first, and Harlem always stood on their own. Harlem's one of them sets that stood on their own. They wasn't gonna fall up under nobody's politics with that neighborhood gangster and Hoover stuff. And then the Harlems, the prideful Harlems, felt like they were surrounded by Bloods, and wasn't nobody coming to help them fight. They got the 20s, the Fruit Towns, the Jungles, you know what I'm saying? And so they stayed Harlem. But in 1978, they added the Rolling to show their allegiance to the 6-0s and 9-0s. And then later on, the 40s will become part of that. But Yeah. So they stay in Harlem. They're not neighborhoods. They don't fall under neighborhood politics.
And the reason why I say that it doesn't seem like a lot of that played politics, because even when I was talking to Wack on a video, man, you got Bloods that's Rollins, you got Bloods that's neighborhoods.
Facts.
All of that stuff started developing in the fucking from 79 to 80 when that shit was formulating, and a lot of that shit was predicated on if you had. It was like we got 93rd Street is the heart of our hood. So and a lot of Bloods didn't push the tray. We did. You got Crips that's non-deuce Hoovers, Fadoos Hoover. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and the gangster, it's hard to say because you talking about terminologies that motherfuckers got from movies and Chicago and other places when you're talking about rolling and where did it come from? Because they say hell the outlaws been out since the 40s, the rolling 20s. Then you had neighborhood Piru, you got neighborhood family. I mean, that shit, man, motherfuckers was just developing what they wanted to put on their neighborhood. And it wasn't that wasn't no factor back then at that time, homie, because nobody just owned no 93rd Street, no 60th Street, no neighborhood. That was all the gangs just developing at that. They was in the development stage, homie.
Yeah, the
So
infant stages.
Yeah, that's all it was. And so the youngsters today really think they got it locked in. No, it's not like that.
Right, exactly.
But
Pimp Ty wants to know, was they fighting over Gilbert Lindsay Park? I don't know about anybody fighting over Gilbert Lindsay Park. That was hands down. That was four loose, four trays over here. So I don't know nothing about that. I don't see nobody fighting for that park. Maybe the Mexicans and the four trays, maybe, but not nobody else. But my man said that's why the A-Train's mad at us, because we mess with the East Coast from 1st Street to 190. Yeah, I mean, East Side folk trade don't fall under West Side politics. Just like I said, 60s and East Coast, rolling coaster, neighborhood crib, but we got along with certain gangs that they didn't, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So, but when you locked up in the penitentiary, then or jail, it's gonna become an alliance, a car. So it's a little bit different, but yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get up out of here, Kool. You got any last words
yes,
about
sir.
the match?
No, I'm not really. I mean, just tap in and y'all could tap in and we gotta check the availability with everybody, see how we can make this thing happen. But this shit is on a positive note. This is for G's to come together. This ain't no number that Yaki dot funny shit, Motherfuckers trying to, build.
Yeah.
And it's time for, it's a lot of shit going on in American period.
Right, absolutely.
This ain't no time to be game banging, talking about my hood. I mean, every time I get on this motherfucker, I'm just kicking history and, because a lot of shit that I don't even say, I know a lot and I done seen a lot, right? And a lot of times I say I can tell you a lot of shit about the streets and not the penitentiary.
Yeah.
But we just got to come together. That's all I can say, man. I can't say too much, but
Right.
That's all.
All right, for sure, man. Good coming on. Anytime you need to come on or want to come on, just let me know. You got that.
All right. Y'all just we'll put it together.
All right, for sure. Later, bro.
All right.
All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'll see y'all soon. I have a story coming up tomorrow. I got to get to some more stories. Got to get this channel back cracking and going in the right direction. Because let's just keep it real. We done fell off over here, man. We on life support around here. Let's get back cracking. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.